Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Sidra Kennedy, and I'm not going to be on the screen for me right now. No, I just want to say this is a warning. This is something that I think may happen. It's leaning in that area, but it's not going to reach. I'll put it to me in a moment. Just I want people to understand that this is something that it has had to happen before, and it didn't change. It's going to happen again, but differently. But there are precautions in the way of it. I'll explain. So let me go ahead and change it over. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to probably maintain a lot of chill and calm. I put on my highlight beads for this one. I had to. These are my highlight beads right here. I ain't worn them in a while. And I've been upset for quite some time. So when I put them on, even when I forget about it, it enhances calm. I don't know if it really is true or not, but it seems to help, and it's unwitting help. It's nothing I'm focused on. As I say, I have this, therefore I'm calm. No, it works. So, okay, so, shit. Here goes, all right. Lots of black people have been put down, shot, killed, molested, raped, murdered. And it's done on camera. The very first one that was actually caught on camera was the Rodney King beating. And when that happened, a lot of white people was wondering, what did he do? Well, he obviously had to do something to those officers. They was getting revenge. Found out no, it was just police doing what they normally do and they got caught. It's a two-justice system. See, a long time ago, it used to be white people, cops would do this to young white punks, as they would call them. And why? Because there was no black people to do it to. You got to do it to somebody. You got to stay in practice. It wasn't ad nauseum, because some of those punks had well-to-do families. Some of those punks had lawyers as parents, judges as parents. They were just being punks acting out. So the police laid off. At least they had an out, right? Let me explain something. All right. The Black Panthers, they did their thing. They used the letter of the law of the United States of America to do what they had to do. Rifles, shotguns, they had them. Handguns, very few. It was a display of equality desired. And every once in a while, those guns weren't even loaded. Every once in a while. But even risk going to prison to protect their fellow man in the passenger seat. And that's what they did. But the Black Panthers were never offensive. But they got murdered and slaughtered because you just can't show that equality. You want the police being pissed. It was white people being scared and using the police as a weapon. We just can't go in their neighborhood and just kill them. We got to do something. It's in the police. When government starts feeling threatened because, white people just want their shit, then the government's got to act. So the Black Panthers were almost a militaristic fashion killed overnight. It was tactics. It was put one against the other, use their ego, use their faults, exploit them. They separated, they took advantage of it, and then they ran in to their homes while they slept, killed them. So that was pretty much the downfall of the Black Panthers. And back then they had, white people, on their side too. Black Panthers were galvanizing. freedom, equality, peace, harmony. Protect your fellow neighbor. It don't matter if they're white or black. Protect them. And they did. Problem is not too many of the white people was helping out properly. They stand and protest, but they won't standing in arm. So, that's what happened with that. Think you have a friend, right? Selma, Martin Luther King marching, lots of black people. You know who came to the rescue at that moment? The well-to-do white people. There was already white people. They were honest allies. It was solidarity. Some white people got killed for standing up for black people, for black rights. We're trying to get them anyway. But the well-to-do white middle class were the savior. It's amazing, huh? You see, when they march on Selma, the idea was, we know what's going to happen. It's the most brutal, racist piece of shit, sheriff, cop, whatever. And they knew it. They knew it. Psychological warfare. We march. We do nothing. We say nothing. We keep our peace. We keep our tone. We chill. And we just march. Go right through. Sheriff won't having that. So you got the well-to-do just apathetically watching on TV because it's just something to watch. Oh, look at the black people on TV. They were more or less humanist. Well, look, we ain't trying to marry them, but just let them walk. Really. That's where they were. Let them walk. And because of that, just let the black people walk. They want to walk across the bridge. Let them walk across the bridge. They want to walk through town. Let them walk through town. That's where they were, and that's the right attitude to have. And if you're looking down on the black people, you notice them as people. Let them walk through town. Let them do what they do, and you're fine. Okay. But then they saw the beatings begin. They saw the black people covering up. They saw those women on their knees, heads tucked down, hands over their heads, and getting beat in the back and on the knuckles, on their hip, their shoulders, their elbows, by those batons. They saw that. They saw people handcuffed and kicked. They saw that. And those well-to-do middle-class white people, they said, this is wrong. It was that simple. And they came out to say, you shouldn't do that. And we're not going to vote for you because you let that happen. We're not going to do these for you. We're not going to stand up for you. We're going to help our fellow black people at the time. You got changed. Well, you got some stuff passed anyway. And now, nothing's changed. Oh, sure, you graduated. Oh, yeah, you got your name on that diploma. But what has changed? What's changed? Oh, yeah, there's no more prolific whites only, blacks only. Oh, no, it's still here, South Carolina. I don't live in South Carolina, but it's still there in places like in South Carolina. Some small, tiny nooks around here in the capital of the KKK of North Carolina. And there's some little tiny places where it's still there. And others will see it and say, oh, it just must be some kind of monument or memorabilia to let you know how things used to be. Nope. That's how they feel. And when the law ain't around, that's what they do. So let's bring it up to today. What's going to happen? Because George Floyd, he pointed it out. That's what happened. He pointed it out. I'm going to be on this ground. It don't matter what happened beforehand. Was he subdued? Yes. Once you get him subdued, cuffed, sit him up. If he's arrested, read him his rights. You do those things, You don't have to read rights. Just hold them. We're going to take you downtown. We're going to get you fingerprinted or whatnot. We're going to move on. No, that's not what happened. What happened was, I'm gonna put my knee on your neck, real close to the carotid area. But with his head turned like that, and with that much pressure on the pavement, unforgiving, unyielding, it's still a chokehold. And if it's slowly compressing the carotid artery, you're going to slowly but surely stop the flow of blood to the brain. People filming. They were filming. People filming. They're filming. They're filming. The people are filming. The cops see it. The cops know it. And you can see him pushing further onto his neck. People are watching. You can see him. They're calling him out on it. You can watch TYT. They did a thing on it. Video lasted 10 minutes. This guy begging and pleading. Begging. You know, black people get shot by the cops and still respectable, calling them sir. Speaking as respectful as possible and only get either shot again or chastised. This guy, he was begging, pleading, can't breathe, you're killing me, you're going to kill me, you're killing me, stop it. It's recorded. And that shows the power of these white officers, the power of white people. This right here is what happens, you know, it's a display of power. Yes, you can sit there and record. You can be mad. And while they're recording and mad and calling them out, what'd that officer do? He was just a guard. And he just pushed them back with his presence. Stood there, folded his arms, and was waiting for that black man to die. He knew what was happening. They planned on it. You know they did. And he knew that person was going to die. How? Because when someone's begging for their life and they're already subdued as a police officer, wouldn't you have been trained to say the fight is won? You think about UFC, ground and pound, referee knocks him off. All right, because you got to, you know, the referee has the right to say, hey, enough is enough. You know, referee discretion. Submission hold. Might see the arm is dislocated. Referee can stop the match, awarding the other person the winner. You know, that's what happens. In a boxing match, one person just beaten to a pulp. Their face is terrible. They're bleeding. Stop the fight. They get a cut. It's bad. You want to save that vision, save that eye, fight another day. The ref will stop the fight. Happens even in pro wrestling. When an injury takes place, the referee will wave the match off. It happens. You know? So, if this happens in contact sports, that's just basic for police. I mean, that's like the no-brainer thing. That's the unspoken rule. When somebody is down and hurt, you let up. They didn't. He was subdued, broken, weak, helpless, begging for his life. Just the way they want. And these black people got to sit by and watch another person, let alone black person, just a person, just let's humanize it. And watch a human being be murdered right in front of them on their camera. That's what that was. Now, what happened to the police? See, if the police turn in their badge or they're fired, then they don't have to face prosecution. Usually, that's how they go. There's going to be an investigation. There's always an investigation. And what happens? Nobody says anything. Nothing happens to anyone. It's water under the bridge. Let it go. That's what happens every single time. People were angry, so they took to the streets and protest. I learned this by listening to the Benjamin Dixon show. And while they might have been, I think throwing rocks or whatnot, the police makes sense. Police was, met them with tear gas. Tear gas is supposed to be illegal. But it's not anymore. It was illegal, not anymore. It was even illegal in the military, but not anymore. So, I mean, just let me harken back. Philando Castile, just in his car, cop panics for no reason. Literally for no reason, because if Philando was white, it wouldn't have happened with this way. Philando was shot multiple times, and his woman had to sit there in the driver's seat. Shots fired. He's in pain. He's slumping over, and she, yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Please don't let my man be dying. Please don't let him kill my man. Please don't. One of the bullets could have went and killed the kid in the back. There's no justice. And what is justice? And I thought about it. And ages ago, I was like, justice, screw that. It shouldn't happen in the first place. And Benjamin Dixon, he's been spouting that, yeah, justice would be it not happening in the first place. He's late to the game, but he's at the game. I don't care what seat he got, so long as he's down there watching. He's in there. But what's going to happen? I assume people probably clicked off by now. So, beware. Creating the modern black freedom fighters. Beware. This is what I don't want to happen. I don't want this to happen, but you racists, you're going to make it happen. And I'm going to spell it out. Yeah, I'm going to expose the business. You're going to be black people. You don't know where they're going to be, because they're not going to talk online. They know not to do that. They're not going to use their phones. They know better. They don't leave their phones at home. They're not going to have the phones with them. It's all going to happen at night. They're going to have their gloves, black clothes, all that stuff. It's going to be one rule. Keep it clean. They're going to find these racist people. Anyone with some kind of Confederate flag, Nazi symbol. Find the officers that keep killing black people and getting away with it, or have killed a black person and got away with it, or said something online. They're going to find them. It's going to be a gun. It'll be a silencer, homemade or not. It's going to be a single shot. It's going to be an unmarked bullet, probably homemade if they're smart. Gun might be 3D printed or just picked up by some white people and sold to the black people, hoping that the black people kill themselves. But nope, they're going to use it to kill white people. And if these black freedom fighters that do it this way are smart, they aren't going to leave evidence behind. There'll be no prints on the bullet. They're going to keep the guns, probably just burn and melt them away. 3D printed guns anyway, if they can get that done. You also got another way. This is the way I can get down with right here. This is what I said in my previous video, my last one. Legislation, voting. You yourself, black person, minority, whether you're Latino, Latina, if you're Hispanic of any nature, Asian, Islander, African American, black, don't matter. Or if you are honestly white but a black ally, and you are progressive, Medicare for all, free college, all that stuff, ending the wars, all that positive stuff, making sure black people have legit, demonstrated equal rights, freedoms, protections. And run for office, vote these type of people into office. Down there at your sheriff, your city council, and things like the little small things. Court appointed. You can vote in your judges. You can vote in stuff like that. Start small. Get them in there. Flood the areas. Get that done. It's just with this, these racist people, they're poking a bear. They're poking a serious bear. Because there ain't but so much that people can do before you find those few that's willing to sacrifice themselves for the many. That's what I'm scared of. I don't want that to happen. But I'm warning you, white racist people, this is what's going to happen. At some point, you're going to find some white people getting shot, slain, gutted, killed, OD'd, and stuff like that. And you're going to see a swarm of people just trying to investigate and figure it out. There'll be no leads because there'll be no prints. There'll be no DNA. Nothing. Nothing. And so while you racist people are trying to kill black people with COVID-19, you know, while you're saying we're well-to-do and all right, we can gather in mass because most of us will probably be asymptomatic, but we can give it to all the black people. If you see them, spit on them. Make little sprays and spray it on them if you're contaminated. You know? You're saying this and you're trying to do this. Your cops are out there killing people, black people. You just don't. You are literally causing this. And when it finally happens, and it might be not as kind as I'm saying. It might be some black people that just roll up out their home and kill as many white people as they can before they get taken down because they are sick of this shit and they want to protect their family from you or the possible you. They'll have that to say. Black people find a way to work within the law to get things done in general. And find the law ain't on their side. Can't be. It's too busy killing them. When you get tired of being murdered, someone's going to say, I am going to be a vigilante. Beware the black sniper. Those black people in tall areas like, I don't know, public housing. Those high-rise buildings where the poorest people live, it's all condemned looking. The sniper's up there. They're waiting. And when they see the cops are brutalizing a fellow black man or woman or harassing, and they can hear there's, you know, someone doing it live where they are. It's like they might have that person on lookout. You see it happening, videotape it. Go live somewhere. Let me hear what's going on. And when you can hear that person begging for their life and that person on the phone giving them details, what they might not be able to hear, single gunfire, cop goes down. You know what's going to happen. The other cop is going to start shooting everyone without a weapon. Everyone. And then he's going to get shot and killed. Others are going to come in. They're going to wonder where it's coming from. They don't know. They're boxed in. They're trapped. They get shot down. They know somewhere in the vicinity, in one of these apartments, one of these places, there's a sniper rifle somewhere. They're going to search. And most likely they will find it. No prints, no nothing. And they're going to wonder who it belonged to. They're going to question everyone. And everyone will have probably a nice little similar story of just some white dude with a ski mask. We don't know what he looked like. We won't go stop him. That's a white man in a ski mask. He dangerous. Or what's the other one? Well, what's he look like? He looked like you. Just with a ski mask. Or a bandana. Well, I couldn't tell. He had on a hat. He had on dark shades. He had a mask on, COVID-19. We didn't know what he looked like. He just white. He went up there. We heard the gunshots. We all stayed inside. We don't know what happened. And you might be talking to the ones that did it. And now you're scared. Now that area might have to be policed more. And maybe a month go by. And then you'll do it again. Be more shots. Oh, and don't even worry about trying to be on the same roof or a different roof or something, because they'll probably come in there and kill you and throw you off. Kill you, throw you off. But they never had the gun on them. Go back in and chill. Calm like nothing happened. These are things that can happen. These are possible things that can happen. Things that I don't want to happen. Things that I wish would be avoided. And the only way to avoid it is if you stop being racist. Literally just stop. There's no need for this to happen. There's no need for this to go forward. There's no need for anything like this to come down to what I'm saying. Stop killing black people. Stop killing Hispanic people. Stop killing Asians. Stop killing Native Americans. Stop molesting, raping, kidnapping, all of this with these minorities. There's nothing that you truly gain from it. And you hold back progress of this country. There's nothing you're protecting. There's nothing. And when you go out and kill them, you don't care. And then when they kill you, oh, now the dinner bell is ringing. Now it's time for war because they can't rise up. They just killed one of ours. That mentality has destroyed so much. Isn't it time to stop? Isn't it time? There's got to be a limit to your racism. There's got to be something that just says, I don't want my family killed. Wait, what have I done to their families? What have I thought about their families? Why don't I think of them as a human being? Why do I think of them as less? Why do I have these preconceived notions? And if that's what your family's teaching you, your family's wrong. They're wrong. Be better. We don't need this level of black uprising because the police are going to be murdering people. No one's policing the police. And black people are going to start protecting themselves by any means necessary. And like I said, that's ringing the dinner bell. I don't want any of this to go down. And I hope that it don't. But when you cops are killing us, when you white racists are killing us and showing that you can get away with it, yeah, it exposes this country even more. And it bolsters the racism that this country was founded on and supported by. Rodney King said it. Can't we all just get along? And there's a whole bunch of white people right now saying, no, we can't. I don't really know what to say. All I've done is beg for this to stop. That's it. Because I know everyone loves their little girl, their little boy. They love their wife. They love their husband. I wish you could see it like that for every family. I wish you could. I really do. And I wish you could demonize and shun anyone of racist thoughts, actions, propaganda, anything like that. I really wish things could be better. But the truth is, if you want all the negative stuff I said to come to fruition, just keep doing what you're doing. Because there is a point where it's just going to break. And what I said is going to happen in some form or another. And I hope it doesn't. And I really, severely, to the bottom of my heart, hope that you can change. And I mean, just be a 180. Stop the racism. Stop the two-tier justice system. Stop the lying. Stop the propaganda. Demonize anyone that does that negative stuff. And just be better. Be better. Because everyone that's been killed is somebody's child. Somebody's baby boy, baby girl. No matter how old they are, that's somebody's baby. And if that's what you really care about, the children, gotta make you wonder why you don't care about these grown ass people. That's somebody's child. That's all I'm gonna say. It was Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.